Hey everyone, this is DJ Fist here with Scott Ames from Nevalra. How you doing?
All right, man.
Cool. So I see you're going on a tour starting next Friday for about a week and a half?
Yeah, it's almost 2 weeks. We're dragging out a brand new drummer. It's his first run, so we didn't want to throw him out there for like a month or something. We wanted to get him, involved in what it's like to be on the road. So.
Yeah, I saw you still got Cody on bass, right?
Oh yeah, he's my right hand man. So.
Where'd you find the new drummer? What's his name?
His name is Alex. He hasn't done any touring before, which is really strange because the dude is super talented, and we kind of found a diamond in the rough out of St. Louis. So he lives about 2 hours east of us. And I was super surprised when he showed up to audition. I was blown away by his talent level. He was in some prior bands, but they weren't really showcasing what he could do. So he really surprised me when he showed up.
Ah, cool, nice. He can do all the cool double bass playing, and I don't know, I'm not a drummer, but
oh yeah,
I'm sure he can keep up with you guys. That's why you kept him, so that's cool.
So, yeah. Yep, he's super talented. We're glad to have him on board.
Yeah, that's good. Besides the tour, well, we'll talk about that more in a bit. Are you working on a new album, or I know you've always got something in the works.
Oh man, yes, I've got list upon list of dues. So I've actually been working on the album since before the tour where I met you down there in Florida.
Yeah.
I was working on lots of material probably over the last 2 years or so. And some of it's really new, and some of it is, like I said, been working on it for the last year and a half, 2 years. And we're going to hit the studio after this tour. So that's one of the reasons we wanted to keep the tour right around 2 weeks, which was perfect to kind of throw Alex into the mix, let him know what it's like to be on the road.
That's good.
And it gives us a short run to, boost us a little bit right into the studio. Most of the material they got caught up with. I still have 3 songs, I think, to show them and get them all caught up on. And that way we're going to run into the studio and we're going to record 10 tracks. We'll have a new full-length album that's going to drop. And we just signed to the new management agency, Extreme Management Group.
Oh, cool.
So they're handling a pretty big chunk of the business end of it now, which is really cool. So they already have some major labels interested in picking up the album, and we're just working out all the business end of it. And so this album is going to be on a label, and it'll probably be out early next year, I would assume. That would give us 6 or 8 months to get everything all lined up and make sure it's
that's
dropped
good,
effectively.
Are you guys going to be playing any new songs on the tour here?
Not on this tour. We discussed it, and we're going to keep everything hidden, so that way.
Not quite ready yet. Yeah.
The album, yeah. Well, they're pretty much ready to be to the stage. 7 out of the 10 they know, but we want to keep most of it hidden, so that way when the album drops, we'll show up and we're just going to play all the new stuff and just blow everybody away. It's absolutely awesome material. I can't wait, to get up on stage and show everybody. It takes us to a whole other level.
Yeah, that's cool. And I know a while back I saw you were working on some, like a solo project, something a little bit different, maybe a little bit something more mellow. I think I remember you posting a couple of videos and it was a little bit different style.
Some of it's a little mellow. But it's, the solo project stuff more or less is going to fill in the gaps around all the Nevalra touring, studio, all that stuff. That keeps me busy 99% of the time. But when I do have a few moments or I need to get away from the extreme metal part of it,
I
start working on some of the stuff on the side. And it's going to be more Steve Vai, Joe Satriani type stuff.
That's good.
And, that'll be pretty cool when I finally get some time to work on that. I got some stuff started, but it's not the focus at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm sure you're live and breathe Nevalra, and any free time is pretty much.
Oh, definitely.
You're always busy, so I know you're a busy guy, and you're good to your fans. You have a Facebook group, and it's good to see bands that I know you're busy, but you keep in touch with the fans and always have yourself out there for everybody, which is always good to see. instead of, you know.
I get lots of messages and stuff, you know, in my inbox asking me what's up, what's new, what I'm working on. So I was just like, well, you know, everybody's interested. I may as well, you know, when I'm fixing a guitar or whatever, I need to put a picture up, show everybody I'm restringing it, cleaning it all up. This is what's happening. You know, so whenever I'm doing almost anything music related, it's worth taking a couple minutes to, you know, make a post about it, take a picture, do a live video, something. Because I've always got something going on and people's always asking. So, and it works really well that way, you know. Just takes a few minutes to do it, keeps everybody up to date, shows everybody how busy it really is.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's not one of those garage band kind of things. It's absolutely all the time. And I figured, yeah, it's a good way to keep everybody up to date with what it's really like in the behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I do gigs every now and then, but that's just around town, and it's just myself, and I don't have time to actually be in a band, and you know, it's a lot of work.
Oh man!
But as long as you're doing what you love to do, that's all that matters.
Yeah, you have to absolutely live and breathe this. If you want to do it at a really high level, it's really it's tough to do. I don't want to say it's too demanding, but it's almost there.
Yeah.
But it's really rewarding at the same time. So.
And when you go out on tour, I guess, well, you do the show and then you got a lot of driving to do. But this tour is mostly around your area and Ohio, and so it's nothing too far. But I guess you guys rent out a van or something.
Bad. Yeah, it's a couple thousand miles, so it's not too bad. We've done, let me think, 12,000 miles since August.
Wow.
Just on touring and stuff. So I think this will be our fourth run, just in the last 6 months or so. So it's picking up dramatically. That's one of the reasons we're trying to get this album out as quickly as we can and not rush it too much.
Yeah.
You know what it's like being in the studio. And yeah, our management agency's already, you know, throwing some big stuff at us. They're talking, you know, Europe and Australia, stuff like that. They've already thrown some tours at us, and I'm like, I would love to go to Europe right now, but, you know, let us finish this album, and then we're just going to absolutely jump on everything that's financially possible. We're going to jump on everything that you got sitting there. So, yeah, everything's lining up just the way it needs to. And it's just finding, you know, make sure that all our guys can get on board to do these big things. It's tough to get everybody all in one spot, all the tours, all the recording, all the everything. So, but we mostly got our lives set up to do this, so we're ready to go. Yeah,
definitely do it. The management group helps you, is going to help you find gigs and tours, so you don't have to. I guess you were doing that pretty much yourself. I know when you came to Florida, I helped you find the gig here, but so that should be a big help.
It'll definitely help to have help with the booking part. That's not very much fun to do, honestly.
Yeah, I understand it. That could probably be a pain. Yeah.
So, they'll be throwing some pretty big tours at us. They already have, actually, and some of them we're going to take them up on it, and some of them we're going to have to pass on, you know, with our timeline. But once the album drops, it'll be on. We'll definitely be out more than we'll be at home base.
Yeah, that's cool. And hopefully I'll get to see you guys rolling in town again one of these days, next year sometime or something. That was good.
Oh, definitely. We'll be down that direction again.
Good to meet you. It's a good place to be. You know, there's still a decent scene down here, even though it's not like it used to be in the old Tampa days of the death metal scene down here.
I'll try to make sure we don't end up there in the middle of summer again.
No, that's not a good idea.
Long hair. Oh man, with long hair, it was miserable. I was just like, for like 3 weeks straight, I was sweating. Our tour through August and September was mostly through Florida and Texas, right in the middle of summer, and it was just, we were miserable, you know, between shows anyway.
Yeah, come here in December or January, you'll love it. When it's snowing and everything up there, you come down here, it'll be perfect.
Sounds good. That'll be the plan then.
But whatever works out, you know. Can't really dictate how those things go. So your endorsements, I know you're endorsed by Spectraflex and BC Rich, and I was talking with Richie from Grave Huffer and mentioned you in the interview that I did with him and talking about endorsements, and he got endorsed by Spectraflex as well, thanks to you, he said.
Cool.
And how's the endorsements coming? I know we talked about it, and I was always curious about endorsements, how they work. Does BC Rich and the cable companies, they like throw free stuff at you? But he said, no, it's not like that. You get a discount, but they don't like send you a guitar every week or anything crazy like that.
It depends. It depends. There's different levels of endorsement. So obviously when you break into it, they help you get a lot of gear. It helps you financially, get you out there, gets their name out there.
Yeah.
Once you get rolling with them a lot, you get in with some of the bigger companies. Some of it they will send you for free because they want to make sure that their stuff is in front of everybody. It really depends. Like BC Rich actually just sent me 2 guitars this last week or so, and they're going to have me doing some marketing videos, promo videos, playthroughs, that kind of stuff, because of course they want to have their newest stuff out there on the stages.
Yeah,
and they want to have their newest stuff in all these social media videos and everything, because there's lots of interest, when you're posting pictures and videos. A lot of people are, sending me lots of messages commenting where they can check them out, where they can purchase it and stuff.
Oh, cool.
And, it really just depends when it comes to endorsements. When you break in, sometimes you get discounts on stuff. Sometimes they'll send you stuff. Depends on where they're headed and where you're headed as well. So
yeah, definitely. I know growing up, I had a BC Rich Ironbird, and that thing was pretty cool. I loved it. What's your What's your favorite?
Ironbirds are definitely a BC Rich fan favorite.
What's your favorite style? Is there a favorite Warlock Ironbird, or you just love them all?
Oh man, all of them. I guess my number one would be the JRV, the Junior V, and I've got 3 neck 3 Vs that are like 1A, 1B, and 1C that are my stage guitars that I've played for years. And of course the Warlock, I've got 6 Warlocks now, and of course I got BC Rich Virgin, Ironbirds, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I played BC Rich for 12, 15 years, I don't know.
Yeah.
When I started guitar, of course, you start with a cheap guitar,
mm-hmm.
and then you graduate into some real guitars. And when I started looking, of course, I wanted the awesome looking metal guitars that look like weapons on stage. So that's how the BC Rich thing kind of started for me.
Yeah, that's what drew me to them. Different shapes, not just the standard Strat style. So, which is very cool. I was never much of a guitar player. Eventually, I had to trade it in for a bass because I switched to bass, but I still loved it. I was never good at switching chords and could never get into it. So let me switch to bass, and I've liked that ever since. But that's just me.
It's a tough instrument to get started on. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I bought my first guitar, as you were talking about the first guitar you bought. My first guitar was I think I bought it for like $50 at the Sam Goody record store. It's a Hondo guitar, if you've ever heard of them.
Yeah, I used to have a really weird shaped Hondo guitar. It was all pointed up and stuff. That's really weird. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, it was pretty good for being around, but it really, $50 at a record store back then, it wasn't too good.
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah, true. But that's cool. So what else is going on with you guys?
Oh man, I actually just signed on with the Kirk Hammett pedals, KHDK, which is really cool because Kirk Hammett is the reason I picked up a guitar to begin with.
Oh, really? Yeah.
As a teenager, Metallica, like so many others my age, I came across Metallica and I just sat down and was like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I heard the solo on Blakk, and so Kirk Hammett's the reason I picked up a guitar. He's the first one that inspired me to want to play music. So it's really cool that it's kind of come full circle now that I'm working with one of his companies that he owns and runs, which is really awesome. So I'm glad to be on board with them.
Speaking of, your first bands that you love, can you think of what was the first metal album or release that got you into the music? Were your parents supportive of it, or were they into different things, or?
Well, the first album that probably caught my ear was the Blakk album. And, of course, everybody's heard Enter Sandman about a million times. That's the first one that, inspired me to, kind of gravitate towards, let me listen closer. It's not just about heavy music or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, my parents had a really awesome taste in music, I guess. I grew up listening to Judas Priest, Black Sabbath, and Zeppelin, things like that.
That's good.
And as a kid, of course, I didn't know what it was. I just knew what I liked and what I didn't like. You know, to this day, Judas Priest is like one of my favorite bands of all time. And I remember as a kid listening to Judas Priest, not knowing what it was, but I loved it. So that's kind of how the music thing happened. My parents had awesome taste in music. And once Metallica hit, you know, when I was 13, 14 years old,
yeah,
I discovered Metallica, and I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. And I had no idea that it would absolutely take over my life the way that it has.
Yeah, that's cool. Did you ever start off with any other instruments? I know when I was in high school, I learned how to play the trumpet. Well, I didn't learn how to play it. I was pretty bad at it. The trumpet, but that was pretty bad. I switched that. Did you ever do anything else before playing the guitar?
No, I really didn't have much interest in playing music until I discovered the Metallica heavy metal kind of stuff. I had always listened to it, and I liked I knew what I liked and what I didn't like, but I never really had any desire to. I guess it never dawned on me that I could go play music.
Yeah.
And I'm really artistic as well, so I can draw portraits and abstract, and I'm really artistic in that fashion, especially as a kid and into being a teenager. I'm really good at art. I won all kinds of art shows and stuff.
Oh, cool.
And I think it just kind of transferred into music. Once I picked up the guitar, I quit with all the drawing and painting and all that kind of stuff, and I just transferred my creativity onto, you know, the music and to audio instead of visual.
Yeah, I'm sure. But you can still, if you still keep up with the artistic stuff, I'm sure you've drawn logos and stuff like that for Nevalra and stuff like that.
The logo for Nevalra I designed and everything. So, I mean, I do it a little bit, but I really don't have much time to do, you know, artwork that way.
Yeah.
I think that's how, you know, the creativity just kind of morphed into music.
Yeah. I knew when I grew up, I was into, the first thing I got into is all the hair bands back in the day. And the first real actually heavy thing that blew me away, it was just so different at the time, was Celtic Frost, 2 Megatherion album and that stuff. Like, whoa, it was just so out there and different. That got me more out of the hair metal into the extreme things.
Yep.
As well, so that knocked the hair out of me. But I still love, you know, I listen to everything, so yeah.
Yeah. You gotta have a wide range of inspiration when it comes to music.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You can pick up different ways to play your instrument. If you just listen, you can listen to older, like, jazz guitarists, and you can pick up things, and fusion, progressive rock, stuff like that. You can definitely hear how they play, how it's different. You can pick up different ways of playing that, you know, it'll still sound heavy, but just a little different.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That's for sure. Let's see, what else? What else is going on with you?
Like I said, I'm trying to timeline everything between the tours, the studio, all that kind of stuff. Just trying to prepare for, we're pretty much booked until the middle of next year, actually, which is really cool. So we're getting ready for some big stuff to happen. We want to make sure that everything lines up and markets itself exactly the way it needs to. And so, yeah, and I thought that when we signed on with the management agency, you know, a lot of the slack would get picked up because I'm almost overwhelmed. There's so much happening.
Oh yeah, I know.
So when we signed on with them, I thought, okay, cool. I got a team to help me with this. And honestly, it's like tripled or quadrupled my workload. So
wow.
It didn't help whatsoever when it.
Oh man.
But it's in a good way, you know. So they of course are tied to lots of big things and big people. So they're like, hey, I need this. Get this to me. Let's work on this. And I'm like, oh shit, I got 10 other things I'm trying to do. So I'm starting to pull a sprocket in a little bit on the side. And I'm like, man, you're just going to have to kind of be the assistant here or something. You know, you're going to have to, I'm going to throw small stuff at you so I can focus on the big stuff. And so I'm starting to pull him in a little bit at a time.
Well, that's good.
Teach him, you know, what's going on, how to, you know, fill in the gaps for me, make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, good idea. It'd be good to see you. I know you usually go out on tour. I'm not sure if you ever gone out with tour with like the bigger bands and you're the opener and you play for like 30 minutes or not, but it'd be kind of cool to see you do a tour with like a bigger band. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, but that would be
Oh, that's yep. We have some stuff coming actually. I can't drop it
say
yet.
it.
But, yep. So we've already got some stuff in the works that are exactly that.
Yeah, so it'd be cool. I mean, it's good to see you guys play for 45 minutes, an hour, however long your set is, but just to switch it up, and it definitely brings more fans to the mix, you know. If, like, you're playing with, like, say, Obituary, all the Obituary fans will say, hey, this band's pretty cool, and we're going to check them out, so it always helps.
Yep, we have exactly that stuff kind of going down, so, like I said, we're just trying to market it the right way so the album drops exactly when it needs to and it works out, you know, tour-wise, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, sure. If you go to Europe, you'll do some of the festival shows. The festivals seem to be big in Europe, but not really here as much anymore.
Oh,
but that'd be cool. What else? Anything else? I can't think of any other questions to ask you. Yeah, let me know.
No, just for everybody to check out Nevalra.com. That's where everything is, all the social media sites, merchandise, tour dates, everything. Nevalra.com.
Yep, definitely. I got my Nevalra shirt. I got to lose some weight so the thing will fit better, but yeah, I still got it. I wear it every now and then.
Awesome.
So cool.
I like to hear.
And I remember Cody gave me one of his picks, and that was pretty sweet. That looks pretty awesome. I guess you got a pick endorsement as well?
Yeah, in-tune guitar picks. They make these full-color custom picks. They're absolutely awesome. They just sent us some new ones for this tour, and they are, I usually run with red logos, red signature and stuff. They sent me some that are gold. It looks really cool with the BC Rich endorsement guitar.
Yeah.
It has a zero coat top on it, so it has, you know, the natural look to it, and these picks, you know, match that guitar really well. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. All right, so yeah, we'll keep playing your songs, and as soon as some new stuff comes out, we'll definitely get it out there for you. Help spread the word. If you ever
I appreciate
come to my neck of the woods again, we'll meet up, and I'll do what I can to bring some butts to the show.
That'll be awesome. Yeah, we look forward to getting back down there, man.
Yeah, but definitely try to get here in the wintertime.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. Well, it's good talking to you, and I will keep in touch with you.
All right, cool. I appreciate being on the show.